Welcome, internet people, to a super episode of the Creative Differences Podcast. Colin, did you like that one? I think I've lost Colin.
Oh, you didn't lose me.
There you go. Anyway, I'm Dallas, and I really want to see Power Girl in live action.
I'll bet you do.
Of course.
Yeah.
I'm Colin, and I don't know any of these people that we're casting. I know the people I'm talking to, but these characters, who the fuck?
Yeah, we talked about that. We figured you wouldn't.
Yeah. One of them's got titties. That's all I can tell you.
Oh my gosh.
And
I'm Demi, and it's been 36 days since Gabby's been on a podcast.
Oh my god.
Welcome to another episode of Fancast Friday, guys.
I kind of wish this were a more visual medium for us, because then we could have, like, you know, those signs in factories that are like, it's been blank days since we had an accident. Like,
Yes.
we could have one of those. It's been 36 days since we heard from Gabby.
That's true.
No, we've heard from her. She just hasn't been on a podcast.
Yeah.
So anyway, welcome to Fancast Friday. Today we will be fancasting the Super family, aka people associated with Superman. I guess we'll just jump in. Rules of the game are that you cannot cast anybody that's already in the DCEU, or I guess any movie associated with the DCEU. Who knows how that universe is running right now.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, just don't cast anybody from those. The Superman to keep in mind is Henry Cavill, because they haven't recast him to our knowledge. So Henry Cavill is still Superman.
That's true. Still a tall white man. This is a fan cast, which means you might want to see the people we're talking about. So if you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, you're going to want to switch over to YouTube, because Demi's going to find nice comic book pictures and, Google image pictures or whatever. I don't know where you find pictures of real people. So then you can see who we're talking about, because you might not know, because we have some obscure interests.
Yeah, especially for my fan cast today. All right, guys, let's get this going.
Let's get it going.
Our first character is Kara Zor-El, aka Supergirl, Superman's cousin who was sent to Earth to protect him, but ended up arriving after he was already grown up. Kara is known to be fierce, impulsive, and compassionate. Dallas, who you got?
That is a good intro, because my Supergirl is Taissa Farmiga.
Nice. Okay.
Yes. I was looking for young, blonde, white women, and there's just so many.
There's so many.
They're so good. Oh my God, there's so many. They're everywhere. But anyway, I've used Florence Pugh and Chloe Grace Moretz in other fan casts. So I was like, well, those are my go-to blonde white women. So I was like, Taissa. Taissa's good. I haven't seen her in a whole lot, but I think the first thing I really noticed her in was American Horror Story, the first season. And like fiery and what was the other word you used? Impulsive.
I used impulsive.
Yeah, that's like her whole thing. She was kind of playing the annoying teenager role, but I feel like...
Well, that's Supergirl.
Right? And Supergirl's not super annoying to me, like Taissa was in that show, but she can like dial back the annoying and just play like the impulsive, young, fiery character. And also she played Raven in several DC animated movies. And if you play a character in a DC animated movie, it makes me like you more. It makes me want to see you in live action DC movies. She can't play Raven because I have somebody else cast for that. But Supergirl is right there. It's right there for Taissa.
Sorry. When you say they have somebody else cast for Raven, are you talking about Titans?
I said I have somebody else cast for Raven.
Oh, you. Sorry, I thought you said they have someone else cast for Raven. I was like, I don't know how that works.
Nope, don't care about that. I was talking about me.
Well, all right then, damn.
Anyway, Colin, it's your turn.
This is his DCEU. We're just living in it.
Aha.
Hopefully yours does better and is less confusing. Anyway, my choice for Kara, whatever the fuck. My choice is Emilia Clarke, because she can do anything. Honestly, like, I want to see her in more things, and I think it'd be cool if she played a superhero. That's something she hasn't done yet. Like, I've seen her do rom-coms, and she's great in those. She was great in Game of Thrones. I want to see her do more shit. Make her a superhero.
I would love to see Emilia Clarke as a superhero.
Also, like, we know she can look decent in light hair. I would not say great. The wigs were impressive work, but on her it was kind of
I like her.
I disagree.
I mean, she dyed her whole head blonde for that last season,
Yeah, that's true. True.
and she looked good with the blonde hair. But that was bleach blonde hair though, so
Yeah.
that's different than
Anyway, she
like
can make it work.
regular blonde. Yeah, Amelia's great. All right, so I've got two choices for Supergirl.
Of course you do.
Yes, my first one is Claire Holt, who is most well known for probably The Vampire Diaries, the originals, and a show called H2O and Aquarius. If you watched that, I loved Aquarius. But yeah, I chose Claire Holt because back when the Supergirl show was first in development, her name was the first name that was kind of attached to the role. Ever since then, I've been like, oh my gosh, there's a universe out there where Claire Holt played Supergirl and it's glorious. Nothing against Melissa Benoist. I love her as Supergirl, but I'm such a huge fan of Claire Holt. She's so great. I became a fan of hers while watching the originals when it first came on air, like the first season. She stopped being a leading character after the 16th episode
The 16th episode of the first season.
of the first season.
All right.
She went from lead to not in it.
She left the show. Like it was her
Oh.
choice to leave the show. So in the span of from episode 1 to episode 16, I started watching like things that she had done before the originals. So like I watched the entirety of her time on H2O or whatever, which was like a kids show. And yeah, I was like, by that point, I was like, I loved her character. I loved Claire Holt. She was amazing. Oh my gosh. And then episode 16, right before it aired, I saw the rumor that she wasn't coming back after that episode. And I spent basically the last half hour of the episode in tears because I didn't know if they were going to. It was a really tense episode between her character Rebecca and her brother Klaus. And it was like, man, you just didn't know if Klaus was going to kill her or not.
Goodness gracious.
Because they have a really messed up family relationship. But yeah, in the span of 16 episodes, she managed to make me love her enough to like cry for like half an episode and then cry for like another 10, 20 minutes after the episode ended. So
honestly, I feel like that's not that hard for you.
No, it is. In 16 episodes? No, you got to do a lot more than 16, bruh.
Girl, when you fall for actresses, you fall hard.
Nah, especially when I just like discovered this character, it takes a minute for like the character and the actor. Actually, it takes a minute, not for the point of like tears. I don't cry often, especially not when I'm watching things. Thankfully, they didn't kill her character because that's also how I got introduced to Maisie Richardson Sellers because Maisie played her character in the second season.
Nice. It works out.
She's just such a fantastic actress, and it would be super interesting just to see her play someone like Kara, who's a lot more, probably a little bit more naive than the characters than I'm used to her playing. I'm used to seeing her play characters who are independent and who are fierce in the way that Kara is. I'm not used to her doing the more naive sort of roles, which is what Supergirl's a bit more naive in that sense. And then my other choice is an actress who I've recently become a huge fan of, Halston Sage, who is currently on Prodigal Son, and I really liked her in Before I Fall.
Listen, I know these people exist, but that sounds like a Demi character name that you made up.
It is not. Her name is Halston Sage. Actually, Sage is not actually her last name, but I guess she changed her Sage last name to make it easier to pronounce. But yeah, she's really great. I liked her in Before I Fall. She played kind of the bad girl character. I really love her on Prodigal Son, where she plays a journalist. And she played Zac Efron's girlfriend in Neighbors. She's been in a lot of stuff, actually. But yeah, I'm a really big fan of hers. I think she would make a great superhero. Fun fact, she played Dazzler in X-Men Dark Phoenix, but she's barely in that movie. So give her an actual role.
Is that the one who's like there at the party doing dazzly shit and that's about it?
Yeah. She does nothing in that movie except for that little performance scene. But she's a really great actress, and I think she could pull off the Supergirl look. Both Claire and Halston are blonde haired. I think they both have blue eyes. No, Halston's eyes are like green or gray or something. But yeah, they're both really great actresses. But I think I would choose Halston because Halston looks a little bit closer to teenager than Claire does.
I think I was trying to remember why I know the name Claire Holt. She was in 47 Meters Down.
She was in the first 47 meters down. Yeah, I really like her. She's so good. Claire Holt or Halston Sage. Those are my choices for Supergirl, aka Kara Zor-El. The next character on our list is Connor Kent, aka Superboy, a clone made from Superman and Lex Luthor's DNA, who was created to replace Superman by Cadmus. Superboy's personality depends on like whatever material you're looking at. Both versions that I'm thinking of are independent, reckless, and as loyal as he is stubborn. But Young Justice Connor is more brooding, while comic book Connor is a bit of a sassy hotshot. So, Dallas, who did you choose for Connor Kent?
Connor Kent is Cody Christian. Because, I know, right? I was looking for someone who can play young, because my version of Superboy is from Young Justice, because I love that show. And he's supposed to be at least passing as a teenager in that show. And Cody Christian is at least passing as a teenager in real life because he's on All American playing a high schooler, even though he's in his early 20s. But the main reason is because Connor is just such a dick in the first season, and he gradually becomes more of a nice person. Cody Christian in the first season of All American, I haven't seen the second yet. I know it's on Netflix. I'll get to it. He's the antagonist, for lack of a better term. Like, he's angry, he's vindictive, he's mean for no real reason. And then over time, you kind of get to see another side of him. And I think he could pull off the starting off as just an angry rage monster as Connor, and then becoming someone nicer that you can actually like. And he's white and he's ripped and he's young, so Superboy. Moving on.
I like how whenever you choose somebody for your fan cast, you go through the whole thing of like why you like them, and at the end you just kind of like give a Cliff's Notes version of if you were selling it to a studio executive who didn't know the properties at all.
Good.
Yeah, you got to describe that marketability.
Like, there you go. All right,
Wait till we get to Power Girl, Colin.
Oh, no.
I would like to not.
It's too bad you're here.
Regrettably. Anyway, Connor Kent, he's a guy. Yeah, so I figured I needed a white who had dark hair, and so that's what I went with. My choice is Darren Criss, mainly because hey, it's been a while since I've seen him in something, and he's pretty cool, and he can do a lot of stuff, and he has like a superhero look to him. I could see him going for truth, justice, and whatever the fuck Superman stands for. I don't know.
Is Darren white?
He's passing.
Yeah, I was going to say he's passing. I don't think he is white.
He is Eurasian. His mother, a native of, I can't say that word, from the Philippines, is of Chinese, Filipino, and Spanish descent, while his father, a native of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, is of English, German, and Irish descent.
So he is a white, but he is also an Asian.
He is part of a white.
He is a man of color. Yeah, no, I love Darren. Been a fan of Darren for a very long time now, because Glee was so long ago.
God, what a time in our lives. Anyway, but yeah, he's great, and he looks like a superhero, and I think he could play a good superhero.
Dope. So my choice for Connor Kent is Thomas Doherty, probably most well known for Descendants 2, Descendants 3, Legacies, and he was recently in High Fidelity with Zoe Kravitz. Thomas is a very talented actor. I'm not quite sure which version of Connor Kent I would go for. I know the Young Justice one better than I know the comic book one. So I would be interested in seeing Thomas play the more broody. You know what? He could brood, because he kind of broods on Legacies. So like I could see him being the broody Connor Kent.
He looks broody in these pictures.
He looks a little broody in his pictures, but also in Descendants and in High Fidelity, he's very charming and very sassy, I would say. So I know that he could pull off the comic book version as well, and he would be really great at it. Also, he looks like a younger version of Henry Cavill. If you're gonna go for this, you got to get somebody who's got as almost as strong of a jawline as freaking Henry Cavill does, and Thomas definitely has that. He's got the dark black hair.
His jawline is intimidating.
Yeah.
You mean
he looks like
jawlines?
He's up there with Adina Menzel for strongest jaw.
Yeah, he looks like he could be younger Henry Cavill. I have also seen like little photoshopped graphics or whatever of Thomas Doherty with Henry Cavill as Superboy and Superman, and yeah, it works. I like it. Yeah, I would love to see Thomas get to play a superhero. My only concern would be I've never heard him speak with anything outside of his own native accent.
Scottish.
Yep, I've only ever heard him do his Scottish accent.
Make
I've
Connor
never heard him
Scottish.
try and play American. I mean, I guess you could. I guess Cadmus could be based in Scotland and he just picked up a Scottish accent.
I have so many questions about that scenario. But
I mean,
the most
hey.
important question I have is when they break into Cadmus and they see him in the tank or whatever, they open the tank and he comes out. Does he say, "I'll be shooting from my own hand"?
No.
Well, then what's the point?
What would that even mean? He doesn't. Connor doesn't use a bow and arrow.
Maybe he
He's not one of
sees
the
Artemis
arrow kids.
there. He looks at Artemis and sees the bow and
okay.
arrow, and he's like,
Or maybe
"I'll be
like
shooting from
she's
my own hand."
yeah. Maybe it's like they have to break him out, and then they're running through the hallway or something, and she's about to shoot somebody, and he's like, "Nah, I can do it myself."
Yes, I can shoot from my own hand.
Yeah.
The only thing is, Artemis was not there for that breakout.
Wait. So, quick question.
I'm working with what I got.
Quick question. Quick question.
Yes.
So Connor, he's a clone of Superman, right?
Yeah, with Lex Luthor's DNA as well.
So he's not technically human?
He's half human, half Kryptonian.
Okay. So would you say?
Oh my God. I like where this is going.
Yeah, I know. So like he's half one, half the other. Would you say they're pretty different, Kryptonians and humans?
I would say that.
You would say that. So then you might say there's like a Kryptonian Connor and a human Connor. You might.
I would say that.
So there might be times where he has to really focus on the human side and,
that's true.
Address his fellow humans in certain ways.
And human fellas.
Yeah, there we go. Thank you.
I love it. Also, for anyone who understood that reference, you're welcome, and I appreciate you.
Anyway, my choice is Thomas Doherty. That was a long roundabout way of saying all that. But yeah, he's great, and you guys should check him out in some of his work because he's awesome. All right, the next person on our Fancast list, this is going to be a really short Fancast, okay. Dope. The next person on our list is Jon Kent, a.k.a. also Superboy. He's the son of Superman and Lois Lane. He's also Damian Wayne's partner in Super Sons. Jon is cheerful, sweet, and empathetic. Dallas, who you got?
So, I have never read or seen anything with Jon Kent in it. So I didn't know who this was until Timmy put him on the list. And then I looked him up and I was like, he's a little white kid. So, Jaden Martell. Jaden Martell is young Bill from It. He's dope. He was they called him a lot of things in Knives Out, but he was Jacob. That was his actual name.
He's the neo-Nazi.
Yeah, he's the Nazi boy masturbating in the bathroom.
The fascist. Yeah.
But yeah, Jaden Martell is a very good actor, and I don't know a lot of young white teenagers because why would I? I'm in my late 20s.
And not white, so.
That too. So yeah, this one just kind of cast itself for me. I was like, who's white? Who's a teenager? Who's a good actor? Jaden Martell. I kind of did the thing backwards this time. I started with like young white, but Yeah. Jaden Martell. Moving on. Colin, who's your young white?
It's me. No, it's not me. I guess I'm a young white, but I'm not that young. Not as young as you would need to be. Anyway, my Jon Kent is Finn Wolfhard because he's young and white and has dark hair and is popular. There you go.
He was also in It.
Yeah. I'm going to break that little trend you guys have going there.
Disgusting.
So I have two choices for Jon Kent. I want to preface this by saying in the comic books, Jon Kent is about 9 or 10 years old. I was casting according to the age that I had my Damian, and I chose Anthony Kivan for my Damian, and he's about 18. So I chose a Jon Kent who is around the same age because I like my Super Sons. They're fun. They're awesome. So the first choice that I have on here is Levi Miller, who is probably most well known for Pan and A Wrinkle in Time.
I've heard that name.
Yes. He plays Calvin in A Wrinkle in Time. I really like him in that movie. I didn't see Pan. I kind of refused. I did. But yeah, I like Levi Miller. He's a good actor. He was on Supergirl for a couple of episodes and he was really good on that as well. That was the first time I ever saw him in anything. And just emits this sweet kid type of vibe, even though I think he's like 19. But just seems like a really sweet kid, and that's what you want for Jon Kent. And then my second choice, I had a crisis yesterday because I thought of this one and I was like, am I gonna add this to the list? Am I really gonna add a second choice for Jon? And I did. His name is Joshua Bassett, and he is probably most well known for High School Musical, the series, which I
boy.
recently watched. Yes,
I am so impressed that you can say that without being exhausted.
I was the one who went to the box office at the movie theater every day and said, "Hey, I want to see Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley
Oh
Quinn."
yeah, you're one of
I was gonna
So
say, Colin, are you really surprised? Are you really surprised?
I can do it. But yeah, he's really great on High School Musical, the series, and just I'm gonna stop saying it. But I really enjoyed his character on the show. I thought he did a great job acting on that show. He's very talented. He's got the curly hair that Henry Cavill kind of has. Just like a really cute kid on the show. He's kind of, I think he reminds me of Jon in that Jon is where Damien is like the kid genius one. Jon is kind of just a normal kid and was raised to be a normal kid. You know, he just likes playing video games and he doesn't like going to school, and you know, he's that kid. And Joshua Bassett's character on HSM is kind of similar in that way. So I think he would do a good job. He's really, really good. And if they could get him to sing, I would also be very happy.
He's in the musical.
Yeah.
Of course he sings.
Oh man. So our final character on this list, this is going to be a little confusing, is Kara Zor-El, but the L is just the L, the letter L, and not EL.
What?
AKA, yes, AKA Power Girl, the Earth 2 counterpart of Kara, who arrives on a different Earth after surviving the Infinite Crisis. Whereas our earlier Kara comes to Earth as a teenager, this Kara arrived on Earth 2 as an adult. Power Girl is more mature and experienced and was determined to distance herself from her cousin, unlike Supergirl, which is why her costume looks very different and why she goes by Power Girl instead of Supergirl. Dallas. Oh God, I'm afraid. Who did you choose?
The moment I've all been waiting for, ladies and gentlemen. Power
I've-
Girl.
mhm.
Also, fun
That's why
fact
he
about
said I've.
exactly. Fun fact about Power Girl and her name. There was like a legal kind of tiff between Marvel and DC because when Marvel created Wonder Man, DC sued them because DC had Wonder Woman. So Stan Lee was like,
Oh.
I bet we won't use Wonder Man anymore. And then they made Power Girl, even though Marvel already had a Power Man. So Marvel's like, what the hell, bro? Because DC is shifty sometimes. But anyway,
Is that why Power Girl is referenced in the Black Panther soundtrack to like reclaim her?
I doubt it. I think that whose song is that? I can't remember. I'll look it up. But yeah, I think they just wanted to say Power Girl. It was very confusing for me as a Marvel and DC fan. Like, why are you guys singing about Power Girl on the Black Panther soundtrack? Like, I get it. I would sing about Power Girl too for different reasons. But like, this is a Marvel movie. Anyway,
Dallas, who did you cast?
drum roll, please. Haley Atwell is my Power Girl.
Oh,
Of
my
course.
God.
I'm sorry, Colin. Do you not like Haley Atwell?
I love her. I think she's wonderful, but
All right, then
we've had
shut
this
up.
conversation.
Yeah, she's badass. She's pretty. She's white. I don't think I've ever seen her with blonde hair.
I don't think I have either.
wanna
I
say
have.
She wore
What
a
does she have
blonde wig
blonde?
in at least one of the episodes of Agent Carter, but maybe not.
I didn't watch that show, but
She
I've
was
seen
blonde
enough
in
of it.
Cinderella.
Dope. I have to look that up. But yeah, I used Haley Atwell in the last Fancast because I needed a badass character, and Haley Atwell can definitely do that. And after doing some extensive research on Haley Atwell
Extensive.
from an acting standpoint,
Mm-hmm.
I know she can do an American accent. And there's a
She
show
can.
she was in, I think it's called Conviction.
Yes, I believe that's
Yes.
what it's called.
I've never seen it, but I looked up clips. And,
I did.
Oh, nice. Maybe you can confirm this. I don't know. But like the way that her character comes off from what I've seen in the show kind of reminds me of Power Girl, because Power Girl is like very sure of herself and is like, I'm going to do what I got to do. She doesn't have a lot of timidity.
Okay.
Colin, you're my English guy. Is timidity a word?
That is a
I
word.
think so.
Cool. She doesn't have a lot of that. She's very confident. She's very sure of herself. She's very about that action. And I want to see Haley Atwell play that character. And I love Haley Atwell, but I feel like I've seen enough of Agent Carter from her. Like, I want another role. And Christopher Robin doesn't count because that movie is a sleep aid. And I want to see her like do
Holy
more
shit.
like, isn't it though? And I want to see her do more
She
like.
was great in Black Mirror.
Oh, you're right. She was great in Black Mirror, but I want to see her fight people again. And She has big titties. But wait, there's more. I have another Power Girl.
Ooh,
You're
okay.
not allowed to
Because-
do that. Only Demi can do that.
That's not true. Me and Dallas do this all the time.
That's true.
I
Surprise.
just do it more often.
Also true. Power Girl was the first person on this list that I cast because I love Haley Atwell. But I was thinking about the fact that she is technically the same person as Supergirl, but from an alternate universe.
Yes,
Literally, according to Wikipedia, they're biologically the same person. Power Girl just
absolutely.
looks older.
Older. Because she is older.
And yeah, she's older, like her ship traveled differently, whatever. Comic books.
She was in a
And I
ship
was
with symbiosis or something like that.
sure.
The
why
ship
not?
was just designed
Comic books.
differently.
Sure, why not? Comic books.
They got Venom
And
now?
then I mean they do. Technically Bane's stuff that he puts in his body is called
Oh
Doom.
yeah, good point. That's very good.
But that's another thing entirely. So I was looking for actresses who look. When I was looking for Supergirl, I was like, who looks like Haley Atwell? Nobody famous at least. Maybe she has sisters. I don't know.
She's out there. She's just not famous yet.
She's out there, yeah. But I was like, I don't have anybody who just looks like a younger version of Supergirl. But then I thought, I have someone who looks like an older version of Taissa Farmiga, Vera Farmiga.
I knew that's where you're going to go.
Don't throw out everything I said about Taissa, but the main reason I picked her as Supergirl is because Vera Farmiga looks like an older version of her, and I could just make that make sense. Because if you cast them in the movie together, people are going to be like, why do they look so similar? Are they related? Yes, they are. They're the same person, but Power Girl is older. That's why Vera looks just like Taissa, but older. So it's kind of perfect. But I think Haley Atwell is better for the role. Haley Atwell is my number one choice.
I feel
But
that.
Vera Farmiga's dope, and she's like amazing at everything. So I think she could pull off the role if I wanted, or if DC or Warner Brothers wanted to give it to her. But I'd rather they give it to Haley Atwell for the reasons I told you guys. Acting.
Colin.
Okay. My Power Girl is it's funny because Dallas mentioned this earlier that he wasn't going to do it, but then I did it anyway. Is Chloe Grace Moretz.
Nice.
For the
That's
one movie
interesting.
that I've seen her in that I really, 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 really liked. I've seen her in one thing. I really liked her in that one thing, and I want to see more of her doing things. So hey,
You've only
make her a
seen her in
superhero.
one movie?
Pretty sure.
What
Huh.
movie?
I mean, I
Oh,
can
the
look up-
Cameron movie.
Hell yeah,
Yeah, Cameron Post.
movie slaps.
She's been in so many things.
Yeah, I'm surprised you've only seen her in one
I don't
thing.
watch a lot of things.
But I guess
Yeah,
You
none
know
of those
that.
the
things
rest
seem
of
like
this.
Colin's things.
Yeah, I was going to say, I guess nothing else that she's been in would appeal to him.
Oh, did you
so-
know she's going to be in Tom and Jerry?
I think I did.
Why not?
I don't know in
Why
what
not?
capacity, but like,
Also, another Neighbors actor, because she's in Neighbors too.
That's true. She is in that. I didn't see that one. I wanted to.
I saw that one. She's very funny.
Tom and Jerry has two roles. Like, is she going to be
I-
the old
ye-
black woman that owns Tom?
Yeah.
Oh,
her
no.
name is apparently Kayla in the movie.
That's not a Tom and
It's-
Jerry character.
She's a new person
No, you
who
don't get.
teams up
Look,
with
Tom and
to
Jerry.
stop Jerry from ruining an important event for herself.
Nope. Nope. Tom has. There's Tom and there's Jerry and there's the old black woman and the dog. That's
Wow,
Tom and
the
Jerry.
number of actresses who were up for that same role as her, though.
Right?
Zoe Deutsch, Olivia Cook, Yara Shahidi, Kelly Marie Tran, Becky G, and
Goodness
Isabella
gracious.
Merced. I would see that movie with any of those, to be honest.
Peter Dinklage was going to be in this. This is not on topic, but damn, this is wild.
This
Honestly, now I'm just
movie
looking
is
up the cast
wild.
for Tom and Jerry. This cast is stacked.
It
Right?
is,
It shouldn't be.
but it
it's
is.
stacked. Oh, that's kind of dope. They got Tom and Jerry's vocal recordings from like Mel Blanc and the people who used to play him
They have voices.
back in the day.
I mean, I guess they scream, but
Sometimes.
that's like what?
no, like Tom.
Oh yeah, I
talks
guess
and
they vary
sings sometimes.
occasionally. Yeah.
You don't remember?
We're so off topic now, but
Is You
like,
Is or Is You Ain't My Baby?
No. You think I remembered much from Tom and Jerry? I watched it here and there, but I wasn't like a stan.
you missed out.
All you need to remember is that he is serenading this white cat, and he has, I don't know what instrument he was playing. I can't remember, but he's
You gotta look
singing
it up
"Is
on
You
YouTube.
Is or Is You Ain't My Baby," and he's singing it
Sounds
so
terrifying.
jazzy, and it's a little bit. What are we talking about?
we're supposed to be talking about Power Girl, Chloe Grace Moretz.
Yeah, but like
Yes,
at this
Carrie.
point,
Oh man, that's funny. I think Hit Girl.
Yeah, me too. Everybody thinks Hit Girl except for Colin,
it's because I haven't seen those movies.
so doesn't matter. She's
That's
also
why
Carrie.
I wouldn't think of them.
Carrie Hit Girl.
Like in a remake.
Yes.
Yeah, they made a
Not-
remake.
Obviously not the original.
Well, shit, I don't know.
It's Wednesday Adams.
In the remake.
Yep.
This is a
All right,
very. This episode is brought to you by Chloe Grace Moretz and her filmography.
we're gonna move on now.
Wait, Colin, did you not have anything else to say about Power Girl and
No.
Chloe? You wouldn't.
Well, what
Demi.
would you want me to say, Dallas?
Nothing.
Do you want me to talk about her titties? Is that what you want?
No, don't be weird. Demi.
Oh, that's being weird. You brought it up.
What do you mean? I didn't bring up Chloe Grace Moretz.
With Haley Atwell.
Oh,
how can you not? Demi.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, as Dallas was saying earlier, Power Girl is technically a biologically identical version of Kara as our earlier Kara. So I decided to choose Claire Holt again. Shout out to Olivia Taylor-Dudley because she was originally on here as Power Girl, but I have other things that I have her fan cast as, and I didn't want to put her here. But yeah, Claire Holt, because Claire Holt's getting, in my opinion, a little too old to play Supergirl. Even though I would love to see her play Supergirl, I think she's getting a little too old for the role, which is why I would probably choose Halston, because Halston still looks like, young and naive or whatever. I mean, so does Claire, but Claire doesn't come off as naive to me, and she comes off way more mature, I think. And it could be because I've watched her play Rebecca Michelson for so long, and I think Rebecca Michelson is the best example of why she should play Power Girl, because Rebecca is so very sure of herself and very confident and has a very in-your-face attitude, and she's not afraid to kick your ass if she needs to. Claire is just really good at playing those types of characters, although she did play a pretty kind of naive cop on Aquarius. So that works for the Supergirl argument, but I think she would be better for Power Girl, since Power Girl is supposed to be a little bit older, a little bit more mature, more experienced. And like I was saying earlier, she's just a fantastic actor. I was like, you know what? Power Girl. I'm just going to make you Power Girl, because either you play the older version of you or you play the older version of Halston Sage. Either way, it works out.
Makes sense. Makes
Claire
sense.
Holt. But yeah, that's all the characters we have
Time
for
out.
this fan cast. What? Oh,
What?
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't know why I yelled time out. I don't know how to stop you. I remember I don't know if you guys remember last time I said I was going to do directors and writers for all these movies.
That's right. That's right.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes. So yeah,
Dallas,
Superman is supposed to
Do
be
you
fun.
have directors and writers for these movies?
I'm glad you asked, Colin. Yes, I do.
Thank you. I was hoping you'd.
Yeah.
We're vibing.
We're vibing. How'd you like to be indoors and outdoors at the same time? All right, I'm done. Anyway, Superman should be fun and bright and all the things it wasn't when Zack Snyder made it.
I agree with you completely. Henry Cavill deserves another chance to play that Superman.
Right? It's like bright, blue, popping, sunny,
red,
white. Yeah, that. And I was like, who makes fun, quippy superhero movies? Joss Whedon does. Because when I think of like the first Avengers movie, it's just so like bright, colorful, and quippy.
A
and
superhero movie?
Yeah, you just look and it's like, oh my God, this is ridiculous. They're just flying through, shooting arrows at aliens and having a good time, talking about shawarma.
This is a comic book.
Yeah. And I feel like Joss is good at that. And he has an interesting reputation regarding like female characters.
Yeah.
I feel like it was a lot more positive a few years ago. And then some things happened and some stuff. And we're not here to talk about that. But you know what? He created Buffy. And Buffy's pretty dope.
Buffy is very dope and one of my favorite TV shows of all time.
Exactly. So I feel like he can just bring that Buffy energy to Supergirl. And we got ourselves a good Supergirl. He makes good movies. He wrote Toy Story.
He was the one who came in to help out on Justice League. And I don't care how you feel about Justice League, that version of Superman is the Superman that we deserved.
Also, I like Justice League for the reasons that it gave me all that comic booky stuff that I wanted.
Yeah.
It was still like darker and bleaker than I'd want my Justice League to be.
Yeah, but that Truth, Justice, and American Way Superman that is in Justice League is what I want a full movie of.
Yeah, so I think Joss can direct and write that.
Yeah.
He's corny. He's a Boy Scout. The big cheese, as they call him. Or is that Shazam? I think that might be Shazam. It's okay. But anyway, yeah, that's my dude for this movie. Joss Whedon.
Yeah, I'm struggling to think of who I would want to direct that. But Joss
I'm struggling
would
for
be a
most
good
of the
choice.
other movies on our Fancast list.
Yeah, your new trend. Yeah, but I think that's
it's going to be tough.
I think that's a good choice. It's like him or Jon Favreau.
Honestly, yeah, like Jon Favreau is my dude, but
he's doing a lot right now.
He's busy.
He's busy. Thank you guys for tuning in and listening. We're glad that you joined us for this Superman Fancast. But yeah, let us know who you guys would want to see in the DCEU as part of the Superman family, as Supergirl or Superboy or the other Superboy or Power Girl.
Yeah, let me know about Power Girl. Who's your Power Girl? Let's talk about it. Hit me up. Thank you to Crown Digital, Brandon, and Io for putting us on Spotify and Apple Podcast. But you should be listening on YouTube because Demi put all these pictures up. Thank you, Demi, for that. Thank you for knowing DC Comics more than I do because I'm really just more of a Marvel guy. And I feel like my DC knowledge is not extensive enough for this.
I wouldn't say I know it more. I probably know Marvel. Oh, well, I don't know. I just do a lot of research.
Yeah, I think you've done a lot of research that I haven't. So I do the research after you're like, Jon Kent. And I'm like, who?
Oh, yeah. But Jon Kent came around because I was a huge fan of reading Rebirth comics. So, yeah, for sure.
That makes sense. Colin, thank you for letting us dive into Chloe Grace Moretz and her filmography for a bit. That was a fun little time. Is Colin still here?
I think he is. I think he's ignoring you.
That's... Well, what? Fine. I won't thank Colin in the outros anymore. Whatever.
That's what you deserve.
It's because you said we dove into Chloe Grace Moretz, man.
Her filmography, people.
I'm just saying, we've both seen the first episode of American Gods. That stuff happens.
We're not going to talk about that. Anyway, if you want to talk to us about anything, you can find us on the medias. We're on Twitter at y'all_different. We're on Tumblr and Instagram at Creative Differences Podcast. We're on Facebook. You just search for Creative Differences. That's pretty much all the places you can find us as a group. If you want to find me on Twitter and Instagram, I'm at a king named Simba. Talk to me about Power Girl. We'll have a good time. Colin, where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Duck McGuck.
And you guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Dreamy Films. Dreamy is spelled Dreemi. Thanks again for joining us.
And you can find Gabby on Twitter at Super Thighs. There's an underscore in between super and thighs. 2 words. Super Thighs. Go say what's up.
It's been different.
Bye, guys.